all these things wouldn't have gone smoothly without you encountering any challenges. I'm curious to understand the challenges you have gone through in these initiatives. This because your experience would help other CSR organizations and executives in understanding the probable challenges. Yeah, can you please throw some light about the challenges you faced and how you resolved them?
Sure. I think for us, scalability was an issue initially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, very much, very clear.
So initially, when we started with one school and then it became 6 schools, it took us 2 years. Then we realized that we cannot scale our interventions without the support of very efficient implementing partners. So that was our first hurdle. And what we really did at that time was spent a lot of amount of time and energy to identify partners who are already doing a lot of good work in government schools pan-India. So it gave us a lot of insight as to how can we sort of outsource some of the work. So for example, sports is something that normally is one of your last priorities when you try and fix a problem in a government school. Math through computers was another area. There was technology, and there was a lack of understanding of even basic arithmetic at even grade 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we achieved a lot of scalability only when we looked at joining hands with partners who are doing it at a national level. So that was one of the barriers that I can think of. Fortunately for us, we initially had some hiccups at the block education level for getting permission letters and things like that. But we were fortunate enough to have a very good relationship with the Commissioner of Public Instruction at every stage of our journey. Whoever the commissioner was would always be a very efficient IAS officer who is ready to take help from corporates like us, and we've never really had to struggle to get into a government school to start work, because the doors were always open. Within the school system, contrary to what anybody may say, I think every principal I worked with till date, every teacher that we work with has been a joyous occasion for us, because they are pushing us all the time to give more, and they want more. They want to be able to give more. So a few of my corporate partners did find a lot of difficulty identifying what the government needs, what is their priority. So to me, the number one hurdle that continues to remain in our scheme of work is, corporates like us, as a consortium, we commit about 6 to 8 crores a year, let's say, for government schools. Let's take Karnataka as an example. Yeah. It's a consortium that can actually give 200-300 crores, as part of our regular CSR. Okay. What we do lack is a clarity on, what are the government's priorities for the year. Each year it has to be a certain priority, given that IAS officers change, ministers change, governments change. What is the education, goals for the year for the government, and where can the corporates plug and play? And what is the most important thing? So recently we were very fortunate, sir. We had a very our interaction with the Minister for Education, the Principal Secretary, and the Commissioner over a 2-day period helped some of us corporates prioritize what they need, not what we think they need. I mean, I could go to a school and end up building a toilet block. Another company may come and also build a toilet block, and we may never know that we are all working in the same area, same space. So there's a lot of wastage of resources. So I've been requesting the government through our consortium, saying that you tell us where we need to, spend our money. So that bit is still not very clear. Okay. And we have requested the government to share a plan. And as a consortium of companies, all of us want to help the government school system. Every single corporate says, let's go and do something for education as one of the verticals or one of the mandates under our CSR. So I think the government should be in a position to sort of guide us and then allow us to do it in a very sustainable manner.
True.
Simple things like school teachers, there's a huge shortage of school teachers in Karnataka, but there is no clear methodology for hiring the right quality of teachers, paying the right salaries, and how do you make them accountable for what they deliver. So if somewhere there is a system in place, I'm sure a lot of us corporates would be very keen to support without, without delaying the whole process any further.
Yeah. When you said teachers, you mean to say the additional supplementary teachers to be hired by local support?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are some guidelines. Of course, SDMCs are empowered to make decisions actually. So
Right.
that's there actually. We can also discuss later. And that's very interesting. In fact, I do have come across, I've also experienced that there is always duplication is one of the major challenge. It's duplication between what government is doing, what corporate is also doing parallelly. It could also be with other corporates coming to the same school and investing their resources, and that resources become redundant actually, unused continuously. There's some common policy or kind of a space created for corporates should be communicated by the highest authority. And I'm sure while Karnataka is now planning to implement in new education policy, NEP, so they are coming out with the roadmap. And being part of that team, I'm also aware how the planning is going on, and I think the system will be much more efficient in the coming days. Yeah.
I just want to share one thought here. See, we set up an IB school, IB International Baccalaureate School in Bangalore, and we have been a part of that journey, as you know. So one thing is so that we have a 4-year strategic plan for the school. So there's a clear goal where the school would like to be in 4 years, and every year, whether the head of school changes or the principals change, etc., there is a school improvement plan towards that 4-year goal. So if there is some direction to the school headmaster, maybe corporates can then sort of plug and play to their plan, which is currently not very clear, Mr. Basavaraju.
Yeah, but actually, if you look at government has planned all the systems for all these things. Actually, there's a school development plan for every 3 years. It should be made in continuation or in alignment with the SDMC stuff, because school development and management committee will be there for 3 years, and they have to come and do a participatory school mapping as well as do a plan. Because now we need to equally give thrust to community participation and engagement. So I think that is not happening. If you give thrust and engage more community locally, so I think this will be sustainable.
Also communicating that, that's the piece I think which will be helpful.
Their capacity has to be built actually. Now to have sustainability, the local community should come forward and their capability required to be built.
Yes.